saw something today, and I'll tell you, wow, I am not going shopping anytime soon. This really found this a little disturbing. Fecal matter found on 72% of grocery carts. 72% of grocery carts have fecal matter. Now, Podcast Rob said he didn't need to know that. Michigan sent me the vomit emoji, and yeah, that's going to stay with me for a while. But you have to tell everybody what's going on in the world, or else they won't know what's going on. Kind of like Rob sent me a text, which I never got, which I'm a little suspicious. Did it actually happen? If a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, did it really fall? He said he sent it to me. I have no proof of that. He can send me probably a screensaver. Oh, and Aaron has joined us too. Aaron has joined us. Wonderful stuff. He sent me something very funny. He sent me Kelly LeBrock, who I had a major crush on from Weird Science. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, and then she was married to dipshit Steven Seagal, who reportedly hit her. Just annoys the hell. Steven Seagal's a douchebag. So now I'm going to piss off some people right now. Do you think Kobe Bryant needs 3 statues? I could see one, and one with his daughter I think is beautiful, but 3 statues outside the crypto center, which never sounds right to me. 3 statues? What do you think about that? 3 statues. I think that's a tad much. I mean, you don't know any other athletes that have 3 statues outside of an arena. Yeah, I'm not 100%. I think that's a lot. I think it's a lot. But, well, what do I know? I'm just a man, not the man, just a man, not the man. Yeah, and they the NFL honors last night, and Prince Harry was there, and everybody was like speechless. Why? So he spends a day with his dad, who just gets cancer, flies back, and the thing he has to go to, he's got 2 young kids, is he's got to go to the NFL Honors Awards because that's so important. Yeah, Aaron agrees with me. 3's a lot. But Prince Harry needs to be at the NFL Honors Awards, and everybody's all like, oh, he's on. I'm like, does anybody care? I don't care. I feel like it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, who cares? The awards also are a little much. Now, they just started this a couple of years ago with the NFL Honors, which, I mean, we need a award show. And yeah, Podcast Rob sent me that Wink Martindale is now taking over as the defensive coordinator with Sharon Moore. So I sent it to Michigan. She said, didn't he have problems with the Giants? And then Milton sent me, didn't he have problems at his last 2 jobs, respectively, with the Ravens and Giants? Yes. But he also said, well, I heard that Dable's kind of an asshole, which, I don't know if I totally don't disagree with him on that front. Dable has a lot of energy. Yeah, I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out. A lot of experience, so I like that about him, but I don't know if he is the answer they have a lot of talent coming back with Michigan, and I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, time will tell on that front, so we shall see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's been coaching for a long time, so he's got that going for him, and Michigan lost their head coach. Harbaugh went to the Chargers, brought Minter with him. And I guess we're going to see what happens. So Wink Martindale is going to be in Ann Arbor. I guess he's going to make at least $2 million a year. I would think he's not taking the job. He had to be making that with the Giants. And he had to be making some money, coaching. And, it was funny on a company Jason, they were talking about old Giants teams. I said, maybe you guys should clone Eli and then you can have, you bring all the guys back and you can have a good team next year because you have problems with you don't know, you guys don't trust your starting quarterback situation right now. And I guess we're going to see what happens next season. But it doesn't compare to the Jets. Oh my God. So Woody Johnson made his first comments. I really, whatever he has to say is just ridiculous. Here's a guy who brought back a coaching staff that went 7-10 last year and totally imploded and had no backup quarterback plan, played Zach Wilson. So he slammed Zach Wilson, put heat on Salah, but he brought all these guys back. He said, also heat on Joe Douglas. Playoff mandate. So basically, It's playoffs or bust next season. This is it. This is what Johnson said. This is it. This is the time to go. We've got to produce this year. Don't you have to produce every year? And the fans must be going like, what is going on here? Why does he talk? Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. They were 31st total yards last year, 29th in scoring. Got to do better than 7 wins. Definitely, he said. Offense. That's what he wants Salah to worry about. He has Ulbrich for the defense. Must offense. Got to make it happen this year. This has to be the year. Has to happen this year. We got to do it this year. And yeah, sure. Yeah. Woody Johnson. Unbelievable. And on top of it, what else did he say? Oh, he said, definitely need a backup quarterback. I mean, we didn't need it last year, but this year we definitely need a backup quarterback. What is going on here? We're not winning, but this year we must make the playoffs. We must have a backup quarterback. I'm embellishing a little bit here, but Woody values Aaron's input. They are digesting how to interpret his opinions on how a team is built. They're digesting it, Aaron. They are digesting it. He needs an interpreter, he said, but couldn't be more impressed. Wow, the Jets are in major fucking trouble. Major fucking trouble. We're going to interpret it. Aaron says, digest it, and then we're going to go on how to build a team. Because Aaron Rodgers is a GM. Aaron Rodgers is a 40-year-old quarterback going to play. He's going to play a 17-game season next year, and that's going to happen. Yes, Aaron, Woody is a hypocrite. You can't tell me he had nothing to do with, yes. So how do you feel as a Jets fan when your owner is just repeating what all the fans said at the end of last season, and you brought everybody back, and now it's a playoff mandate? It should have been a playoff mandate this season, where instead Salah took the excuse, oh, I lost my quarterback, so whatever happens this season happens. And they brought him back. And they brought back Joe Douglas, who was enamored with Zach Wilson. And I read all this. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Josh, you got to be kidding me. I feel for Jay. I feel for Broccoli Rob. I feel for Marco. I feel for Josh. I feel for Aaron. Oh, my God. It's just like, it just goes on and on and on and on. All the Jet fans out there. I feel for you guys, man. That Woody Johnson is just like, do they think we're all morons? Do they think we're all idiots? Do they think we have our heads in the sand? Unbelievable playoff mandate. We're digesting what Aaron says. Very impressed with him, but we got to digest because we don't know how to build a fucking team because we don't have good coaching staff here, and we don't have a backup quarterback plan, and we better have one next year because Aaron Rodgers isn't playing 17 games. I hope he does, but that's probably not going to happen. Yeah, you can't. Oh my God, just like holy shit. I read that and I wanted to throw up. I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth. Hey, Josh, remember, if you go to the supermarket, the carts have 72%, they said, fecal matter on those carts. So be careful. When you go shopping, wipe that shit down. Wipe it down. Or else go at your own peril. I'm always wiping it down. You can see people there. Just nasty, man. Nasty. I bring my own bags if I can. Oof. Give me the chills, man. Not in a good way. Oh, how excited are you guys? NFL's going to be in Madrid. Yes, Josh just wipe it every time. Good for you. Madrid 2025. It's going to be at Real Madrid's football stadium. Dolphins and Bears have marketing rights. I didn't know that teams had marketing rights in countries and stuff. Teams will be announced to be announced in the future. Thank you, Barry Jackson. But yeah, so I mean, we need a football game because it's a global sport. Football is not a global sport. You can say whatever the hell you want. It's not a global sport. And if it's watched, it's a niche thing overseas. Soccer is king. Soccer will always be king. I mean, football's fun and all, but it's not like people are going to get a football and playing 12 on 12 and knocking each other's heads off. A lot of pretty boys overseas too. You know, they don't want to hit each other in the heads. They want to kick a soccer ball. That's the sport they grew up on. That's just me. Yeah. So wink. Bill O'Brien it hasn't official, but it's supposed to be official to BC. How about Stanford gets tight end? The Stanford tight end is going to Georgia. Benjamin Yurosek, 108 catches, 1,342 yards, 5 touchdowns. Last 3 years, he's finishing up his degree at Stanford. He is the real freaking deal, and I like him. I've read about him last year. He only played 6 games last year, 16 catches, 239, a touchdown. Also can run the ball. And they had Brock Bowers, who is going to be one of the top 10, going to be the first tight end picked and could become a superstar in the league. And the rich get richer. The rich get richer. And I know Rob, I know Podcast Rob's going to be excited about this. Josh Hart, real time, talking about the trades. He says, Leon Rose is cooking. Leon Rose is cooking. Thank you, Christian Winfield, for that one. And, you know, a lot of guys got signed a contract. G.G. Jackson was the 45th pick out of South Carolina. he got a new 4-year deal from Memphis, 3 years guaranteed, averaging 10 points, 4 rebounds, 43% from the field. He was the leading freshman scorer that led the SEC. He led freshman SEC in scoring last year with 15 points a game in South Carolina. Just had 27 points last night. They lost 118-110. That was his career high in the loss to the Bulls, who improved to 25-27. He had 27-9. Yeah, I mean, they're 18-34. Bulls are 25-27. But that's you lock up the young guys and you see what can happen with them. I think that's an awesome thing. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, so Aaron likes the germs. Germs strengthen the immune system. Well, my immune system is not going well right now. Yeah. And I finished Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which no one's watched. I finished all 8 episodes, and I got to be honest with you. Somebody else got to watch it because it left a lot to be desired. And I wanted to love it, and I did not. Yeah, something going around. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going. No, I haven't. I've been. Michigan was sick last week. I'm sick this week, and I thought I was feeling better, and I'm just. Listen, I'm ready. I said, let me do a show now while I'm still awake, and right now I'm just like, let's keep on going on. Let's keep on trucking. And Keon Ellis, Sacramento, was undrafted 2022 out of Bama. Guard got a 3-year contract with the Sacramento Kings, averaging 4 points a game, 43 from the field. And interesting, so P.J. Washington went from the Hornets to the Mavs, and they're saying how Aaron Gordon went from shitty teams in Orlando, then went to the Nuggets and helped them win the title last year. And they think P.J. Washington, I think that's a big reach right now. But, you know, hey, they beat the Knicks last night. Knicks were down to, 8 players, and Hardenstein is having Achilles problems, which Podcast Rob doesn't think is a problem. I think it's a problem. I think, you get tendonitis in the Achilles, that thing could snap, and then we got problems. But, hey, we're going to take it for what it is right now. You know, they were undermanned, and they played tough in the first half, but, they didn't have any depth. Brunson was out again. Brunson was out last night. He's day-to-day. And I think Bogdanovich and Burks should be available Saturday when they host the Pacers, who, I guess we're going to see what happens on that front. So, yeah, it's going to be, the thing that gets you, the thing right now is the Cavs are playing out of their mind. They beat the Nets last night. They're 8 straight wins, 16 of the last 17. I mean, they're playing fantastic basketball. Spidey's playing great. So, I mean, just try to stay, I would say, let's just stay close and hope for the best. And you get Randall back. Anunoby thank you for that, got bone spur surgery on his elbow. He's going to be out at least 3 weeks, probably a little more for the Knicks. So you have the 2 new guys coming in, and, everybody's got to step up. It's about guys stepping up. And we'll see what happens. Yeah. Rangers are at Chicago tonight. UNC's at Miami. Got to get a win there. And women's softball, there's like 25 games today. Texas is playing number 5 Texas playing number 9 UCLA at 9 on ESPN. That's the first game for both teams. And Oklahoma is playing their 3rd game of the season. They're number 10 Washington, who is 1-0. But softball's back, and baseball's coming back. I mean, a lot of stuff. Things are good. It's good. It's a good day. It's a very good day. And Thursday night, AD 57th career game with at least 3 blocks and 3 steals, tying Andrei Kirilenko for the 4th most of any player since 73-74. And they lost the Nuggets last night. And LeBron in the 4th quarter went 2 for 8, 4 points, and a -4 in the court, and they lost by 8. So, but they're 27-26 now. Yeah. So, I'm very happy for AD. Congratulations, great stuff. But you're losing games, so I mean, it's great. All these stats I keep seeing, and I'm like, but does anybody care? I don't care. I mean, I feel like it's just stats. I feel like in the end, players really want to win games. They're not really concerned about. So this is what a movie I got to watch. The Black Six is a movie with with Lee Barney from the Lions, Carl Eller from the Vikings, Gene Washington from the Niners, Mercury Mars from the Dolphins, Willie Lanier from KC, and me, Joe Green. So I got to find this movie. 6 times tougher than Shaft, 6 times rougher than Superfly. I'm like, I got to watch this movie. So I got to find out where I can watch it, and I have to watch this movie. Yeah, I'm like, I'm in. I am in like Flynn. I'm like, I got to. And a guy bet on the comeback player of the year was plus 25,000. So for $1, you won 251. You bet 100, you won 25,000 if you pick Joe Flacco to win. And a lot of people are upset because Damar Hamlin did not win. And they, he came back from basically dying on the field to playing, and they said, oh, he didn't play that much. The guy came back from being dead on the football field and playing this season. That's a comeback player of the year. Now, people are upset that DeMeco Ryan won the coach of the year, but I got to be honest with you. What the Browns coach did to have 4 quarterbacks and make the playoffs and win 11 games with 4 quarterbacks and basically make the playoffs because you had Joe Flacco come off the couch to play for you, to me is really impressive. Really, Stefanski. I mean, that was an admirable job. And DeMeco Ryan's great season, but I definitely feel that the right guy got I'm sorry. And all the running backs to win Offensive Player of the Year since 2010. McCaffrey had 339 touches this year, over 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. Henry in 2020, 397, almost 400 touches, 2,141 yards, 70 touchdowns. Todd Gurley had also over 300 touches, 2,093 yards, 19 touchdowns. DeMarco Murray, I remember him, 449, 2261, 13 touchdowns. And Peterson in 2012, 388, 2314. I mean, a lot of touches. And PJ Tucker was not happy. All this is a fucking joke about not being traded. Well, hey, PJ Tucker, sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't. I wish you the best. Super Bowl field is ready in Vegas. Woo! That's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Hopefully the turf will be all right. We'll see what happens on that front. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Marcus Dixon joining the Vikings as a defensive line coach. All right. Okay, good for you, dude. Yeah. Knicks can't use open roster spot to reunite with traded. Oh, so they can't get back. No, they can't get back. Ryan was sent to, but didn't score 1 point. Hearing the likely to waive Ryan Arcidiacono once a trade with New York is completed. They cannot re-sign him. However, the Knicks won't be able to bring him back for them since they just traded him. So I guess he's going to be probably picked up. Wow. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Ben Stiller wants him to get another. Ben, he's not getting a chance somewhere else. I have to tell you, he's not getting that chance. No. Now, yeah. So in the past, the Knicks have held Croatian Heritage Night for when Bogdanovic's team visits. Now they're going to pick any night, which is kind of nice. And so last night they Deuce McBride, Double D, Josh Hart, Precious, Hardenstein, Taj Gibson, Jacob Toppin, who's going to be in the slam dunk, and Charlie Brown Jr. I love him on Peanuts. I love Charlie Brown on Peanuts. I really do. I don't like what Lucy does to him all the time. I don't like when she pulls the football away. It really pisses me off. So they lost 122-108. DiVincenzo had 36. I mean, he's just playing out of his mind. Hart had his second triple-double, 23, 10, and 12. McBride had 21. Chua had 13, 16 rebounds. But Doncic, only 39, 8, and 11. Yeah. I mean, that, yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll see. Second career triple-double. Got his first last week. Yeah, listen, unbelievable. Wow. And Michael Scotto pre-trade, NBA GM to Michael Scotto pre-trade. I think the Knicks are the second best team in the East. It's amazing watching Jalen Brunson. That motherfucker just finds a way. I take him over Halliburton. I consider taking him over Shai. He got the perfect coach for him in Tibbs. Anunoby has been great for them. Dante is shooting like Steph Curry all of a sudden too. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, listen, all my guys here, Company Jace, are huge Brunson fans. And you have to be. He's played out of his mind. And how about DiVincenzo playing fantastic? Love it. Love how well he's playing. He is the best. Sometimes you got to give guys a shot. And like podcast Rob said, he said McBride will replace Grimes, and he has done the job and done it quite well. So we shall see. Hey, listen, things are looking up for the future. That's all we can ask for. Brighter future than before. Anunoby had a loose bone fragment from his right elbow. He'll be reevaluated in 3 weeks. They want him back for the stretch run. That's all you can worry about. Get him back for the stretch run of the playoffs. They're 16-3 since he played his first game with them, and they are allowing the fewest points per possession in the NBA over that time, which has really helped. So, and Achua has played great too. Yeah, I mean, he's playing. I mean, listen, it's going to help to have back guys, and Jericho Sims. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him anyway, so he's okay. So they're thinking he'll miss at least 9 more games. Anunoby. He's averaging 16, 5 rebounds, 14 games, 52% from the field, 39 from 3, and we'll see how it all works out. But good stuff. Yeah, good stuff for them. And I liked what rookie second rounder Jalen Wilson said. Made his first career start last night. He said he was asked beforehand about the trades paved the way for more of an opportunity. He said every game is opportunity. No matter who's in, who's out, you're going to have a time to go out and have to do your exactly. Everybody, everybody's got to get a shot. You got to take that shot. Listen, you know what? Like it's auditioning for a movie or anything. There, Tom Cruise had to start off. He was just Tom Cruise. He was just Tom. And you know what? There's someone who fills in, and if you give someone a shot, they're gonna try. They're gonna do their best, and some will outshine others. But if you have to be given an opportunity to at least be there, to get there. So I'm all for it. I love hearing stuff like that, and I think the Knicks. I like the Nets aren't playing well. And so Dennis Schroeder showed up. He said, with some of the smallest town in Germany. He said, I'm a family person, always with my kids, my wife, and my loved ones. The traffic's going to hurt a little bit, but New York, big city, was always fun when I was here. Fans in Brooklyn were great as well, so I'm just excited. And Jose has joined us. What's up, Jose? Yeah, Mavs. Is Kyrie Irving hurt every goddamn game? Every game? Yeah, yesterday he was listed with a thumb sprain. Every goddamn game. Luka was playing with a broken nose. If I hear one more goddamn time how injured Kyrie is, I'm like, Kyrie, then don't play. But I don't need to hear that you're always banged up. I think guys are banged up every goddamn day, but he's always banged up. He's always missing games. He'll play a couple, miss more, play a couple, miss more. He's not dependable. And Luka, 35, 88 games this season. He has 13. The next 3 combined, Jokic, Giannis, and KD have 12. He's averaging almost a triple-double, 35, 9, 9 this season. That is out of control. And they're 17-0 and shooting at least 50% from the field. I mean, hey, that makes sense. You shoot well, you win well. And Daniel Gafford will wear number 21 for the Mavs. Number 21 has been worn by the most players in Mavs history. He'll be the 20th player to wear the number. Oh, and Frank Ntilikina got waived by the Hornets. He played 5 games. I remember him, the Knicks first-round draft pick. Man, did he turn out to be a bust. Huge bust. Wow, did he? Yeah. And Charlotte also waived James Bouknight, the kid from UConn, 2021 lottery pick. Went 11th in 2021, averaging 4 points a game. He's only 23. And, he was supposed to be a guy who played LaMelo Ball. Hey, Kane baseball. All right, we've got baseball coming soon, right? Baseball's right around the corner. Well, you guys got to be playing games soon. Are you guys going down to Florida? Love to have you on the podcast. Talk about the upcoming season. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Baseball's here. We need some happiness from baseball. I don't think local teams are going to play that well, but Kane, I'd like to hear about your season coming up. I'd be very interested. Yes, so Bouknight did not turn out to be with LaMelo Ball. He got into a confrontation on the bench with former head coach James Borrego, also ejected from a UConn basketball game over the All-Star break. He DWI in 2022. He really hasn't done anything. I mean, man, him and Ntilikina, just crazy. It's just, you draft these guys high, and it's a crapshoot. You know what? These guys have talent. And it's a whole thing. It's got to be off the court, on the court. You got to be on the same place. That's why I look at a guy like Mahomes, who is just, I'm not saying he's perfect, but you know what? You're getting a guy who's committed to the game, who's playing every day, who's working hard, and that's the kind, like a CMC. These are guys, you want guys like I think the Texans with Stroud. They got a nucleus there, young guys, and they got Tank Dell. That team could be good for years to come. Now, I know it's only a season, and they work on tendencies to pick up after your first year, but to win a playoff game in your first year, DeMeco Ryan, and Slowick's coming back, that's looking good for the future. Where Hornets are in a bad place. There's a lot of teams in bad places, and you're hoping is the Panthers going to improve next season? first season of Bryce Young, who had so much success at Bama. And it really is the team you put around, the coaching staff and all that stuff. It means a lot. If you don't have that, things go bad very fast. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Knicks draft picks were shit. I agree. Josh, real shit. And so I was listening, I saw a clip. So commentator shades Thanasis, Giannis's brother, they knew the game was over when he checked in. They were getting blown out by Minnesota. They said, "Oh, he's checking in, game's over." I'm like, oof. And that's got to be, now those guys are on the bottom of the bench and really are just like bench guys. And I know they're practice guys, but, and they're trying to work on their game. But, a lot of these guys are just, sitting on the bench and, being traded from team to team to like the other player included in trades. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror and go, something's not working. What do I got to do to change things? Or else you're out of the league and you're trying to get a job over in Europe somewhere. Yeah. And I love Vanessa Bryant. She said, for the record, Kobe picked the pose you're about to see. So if anybody has an issue with it, tough shit. Okay. Which, I don't know, put two fingers up. I kind of would have liked to see him shooting a shot, but Kobe picked it. Kobe was Kobe. So, but 3 statues? No, that's way too much. 3 statues, way too much. I'm sorry. And WNBA, Breanna Stewart hits a winner at the buzzer, and they beat Belgium in the FIBA qualifying yesterday in the quarterfinals. And South Carolina freshman reserve forward Sonia Ja is suspended indefinitely for conduct detrimental to the team. It was announced 40 minutes before the game against Missouri. No details. 16 games, averaging 3 points, 2 rebounds in 9 games. Second player missing, with leading scorer and rebounder Camila Cardoso competing in Olympic qualifying for Brazil's national team. We'll also miss Sunday's game with UConn. So I guess we're going to see how that works out. But I saw that. I was like, damn. Yeah. And listen, if Dawn Staley wants to work with things with you, if you piss off Dawn Staley, you're done. You're done. And the ACC tournament's going to be in Washington, D.C. this year for basketball. Jim Phillips says the next 3, 25, 26, and 28 are coming to Charlotte, 27 to 29 in Greensboro. So 5 straight years in North Carolina. I loved it in Brooklyn, man. I loved it in Brooklyn. So I did. I went to a couple with my buddy Ben, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And how about Arizona beat Utah in 3 overtimes, 105-99. Caleb Love had 19-10 rebounds. Brandon Carlson for Utah had 27-15 rebounds. And Davon Smith for Utah, a triple-double, 14, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. So Arizona proved to 18-5, 9-3. They lead the Pac-12, and Utah's 15-8, 6-6 in the conference. I was like, all right, getting it done. And so Jeff Goodman always did good stuff. So Eastern Kentucky coach A.W. Hamilton has the Colonels off to their best start in league play since 1964-65. That's a while. 9-1, looking for its first conference regular season title since 78-79. Isaiah Cozart broke the school record in blocks Wednesday night in just 2 seasons, breaking Nick Mayo's record. He leads the nation in blocks per game with 3.9. And then UC Irvine, baby. UC Irvine is 11-1 in first place in the Big West. They beat UC Santa Barbara 76-61. Russell Turner's record last 12 years with the Anteaters, 258, 137 overall, and 144 and 46 in Big West play. They have been elite on the defensive end and are ranked 63rd on the KenPom for rankings of all teams in college basketball. He lists his top 2 scorers to the portal, DJ Davis to Butler and Dawson Baker to BYU. But his top players this season were all in the program. You got Darren Saran with averaging 11 a game. He's from Turkey, a 6'4" guard from Turkey, and 6'10" forward Carter Welling, 6'9", 6.9 points per game from Utah. And yeah, they have a lot of guys. Justin Hahn, senior, is averaging 13 a game. Andre Henry's averaging 10 points a game. And 5th-year point guard Pierre Cockerell, 6 assists a game. So, hey, listen. And they have a 3-headed monster down low of Bent Lukton, former walk-on Dean Keller, and Welling have combined to average 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks per game. Listen, when you play at a team like that, man, and that's a team in the tournament, listen, if they play a little well, that's a team I might put in my bracket and see if they go a long way. Then I'll lose in the first game. I'll be devastated. But I'll say, hey, I heard on JD Talkin Sports, drop the G on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Some guy named John just to subscribe recently. So hey, subscribe to my YouTube page. I said it here first. UC Irvine is going to do some damage in this NCAA tournament. I said it here first. Right here, baby. Right here. In the flesh. Woo! Sexual chocolate. Those boys are good. Should have got some water. We always make mistakes, don't we? We always make mistakes. I get too excited. I get all riled up. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Woo! Woo! Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, sometimes I lose my mind. And it's not a bad thing, but I sometimes lose it. Now, Gumbo Chef sent me a great trivia question. He's in tech today for a play where you have to block its lighting and getting everything ready for the actual show to go up for previews, which is going to be next Wednesday. So I'm going to see it. But he sent me a great trivia question. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Can you tell me Lamar Jackson is the third quarterback since the 1970 merger to win MVP without a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver? There are two other quarterbacks who won MVP since 1970 without a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver. Can you tell me the two other quarterbacks to win without a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver? I'm going to use that as today's trivia question because it's just so good. I'll repeat it later. I'll repeat it. Yeah. UC Irvine, baby. Yeah. I think Josh is tired. He's had a long week, as we all have. But you know what? He keeps on trucking, and that's all you can ask for a man. That's all you can ask, right? I mean, that's all we can do. So good to know. Michigan is leaving the house tomorrow. She has appointments tomorrow and Sunday, so I'll be able to do shows both days. So hopefully I'll get some of the guys on. Josh, it's okay. I know, and you're a busy man, and I'm sending you my love, but I understand that you're not going to come on, and that's okay. That's okay, buddy. Yeah, because the love is still here. Love is in the air. Oh, UCLA head coach expected to join Ohio State. Chip Kelly likely is going to leave UCLA to become the Ohio State. This is reportedly. Aaron, good answer, but no. Chip Kelly likely next Ohio State offensive coordinator. So he's going to leave a head coaching job to become the offensive coordinator. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, see, what was the question I had? The trivia question was Lamar Jackson, the third quarterback since 1970 merger to win MVP without a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver. So Aaron said, Dan Marino, no, that is not true. But both quarterbacks are retired, and both quarterbacks are in the Hall of Fame. But that's a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that answer a lot. Oh, Josh is driving. Brian Kelly's less creepy brother. Oh, that's a good one, Aaron. Less creepy brother. I like that. That was funny. That's a good one. I like that. Yes. Yeah, Chip Kelly's fine. Brian Kelly freaks me out, but not Chip Kelly. Just as a jolly, he's like Santa. He's like Santa Claus. Santa. He's like Santa. Santa. All right, so 49ers, the first team in NFL history to have 5 different Super Bowl starting quarterbacks: Montana, Young, Colin Kaepernick, Jimmy G, and now Brock Purdy. And RG3 thinks he's been finishing strong in the playoffs. They haven't looked good. They haven't played 4 good quarters. 2 comeback victories. He had 3 scrambling first downs in the second half against the Lions. Yeah, his legs will be key. Great. Now, this is the thing I talked about. You get pressure on a quarterback, we'll see what really happens. So that's going to be interesting. And there's a new DJ. Tiesto was out for family. So this guy, Cascade, is going to be the DJ at the Super Bowl. Does anybody care? No, not me at all. And KC is eyeing Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed are the top offseason priorities. They should be. You got to Sneed isn't playing out of his mind, and Jones gets to the quarterback. I think that's a huge guy to keep. Mike Zimmer is expected to be hired yesterday at the NFL Honors. Jerry Jones says he was working on it on the red carpet, so hopefully Cascade is awesome. Yeah, I figured you liked him. So wait, is that when concert Aaron comes out with Cascade? Because I'm thinking about with Cascade that definitely the shirt comes off and all bets are off. That concert Aaron is a little cray-cray. That's just me. Yeah, so Mike Quinn's replacing him. Good for him. And Sharian Williams said the MVP has basically become most popular, 7th straight season, a quarterback for a number 1 playoff seed received the NFL MVP award. He's the 11th multiple award winner. EDM shows absolutely all bets are off. Yes. Oh, and Ernesto has joined us. Ernesto, what do you think about Kobe getting 3 statues outside the stadium? Outside crypto, I think it's too much. I think it's way too much, my friend. It's astronomical. So 11th multiple award winner for the MVP. Peyton 5, Rogers 4, Jim Brown, Unitas, Favre, Brady 3, Montana, Young, Warner, Mahomes, and Jackson 2. And he became the only player ever to win 2 NFL MVPs and a Heisman Trophy. He won an MVP in 2019 and won the Heisman in 2016 at 19 years young. And everybody was pissed off about who was the one voter who did not vote Lamar Jackson unanimous last night. And I don't like the anonymous shit. I feel like, hey, be a man and put it out there. 5 more for 8. 5 more for 8? Oh, 5 more for 8? Yeah. Oh, wait, 5 rings? Is that what you're saying? All right. But still, what does that have to do with him getting 3 statues outside of the arena? Magic doesn't have 3 statues. Kareem doesn't have 3 statues. I mean, you've had a lot of great players. Elgin Baylor, Jerry West. Three's excessive. Very excessive. I don't think he needs 3 statues outside the stadium at all. I think it's way too much, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. And I'm saying it here. I'm putting it out there. It's out there. Yes, yes, yes. 5 more statues to equal 8 for his number. His number, is that what we're talking about? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm missing the joke, but as long as it's funny to you, my man, that's all I care about. Yes. So you have Lamar getting the MVP. Texans. You have Andre Johnson, who got in. I don't know how Andre Johnson. People are still pissed that Sterling Sharp had a phenomenal NFL career. Like got cut short with a neck injury. And Sterling Sharp, well, they said he only played 8. Sterling Sharp dominated when he played. Sterling Sharp, and I read the book, the Mike Lombardi book, that he loved them. See him, yeah, should he have won? Yeah, he had a phenomenal season. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But Sterling Sharp played 112 games, 595 receptions, 8134 receptions. He had his last 3 years, 108 catches, 112 and 94. His last 3 years in the league. And he was playing with a neck injury his last year, 94-11, and he had 18 touchdowns. His last 3 years, he had 42 touchdowns in 3 years and over, Jesus Christ, 6. So 106, 214, 314 catches in his last 3 years and 42 touchdowns and over 20, almost 30, over 3,800 yards receiving. He was phenomenal. He only played, so he played 8 years, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, he only played 7 years. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7 years he played in the league, and he had 1, 2, 4, 5 1,000-yard seasons. He was a hell of a player, man. Oh, yeah, it's a quarterback award. I agree. Yes, I totally agree with both of you. It's a quarterback award. I totally agree with you. But how about this? Willie Anderson wins the Defensive Player Rookie of the Year. C.J. Stroud wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, and DeMeco Ryans comes in second for Coach of the Year. Yeah, McCaffrey had a hell of a year. And I think Tyreek Hill was good, but not anywhere. CMC has, and on postseason, he's been even better. I mean, he's been phenomenal. Myles Garrett, yeah, I didn't think he was. So it was Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, Deron Bland, Antoine Winfield. So basically it was Garrett and then Watt. They were the top 2. I thought Watt had a phenomenal season. And I think Pittsburgh, with that terrible offense, he was even more important to that team than Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, 14, he had a good year. Did not have a good playoff game. Disappeared. The whole team disappeared. They had a terrible playoff game. So, Coach of the Year, Stefanski basically finished ahead of Ryans by 1 first-place vote. That's how close it was. And then Dan Campbell, Shanahan, I thought did a good job. Who else did I thought deserved? Tomlin every year with no quarterback. Yeah, I thought Stecken for the Colts. LaFleur didn't have a lot of talent around him. I thought Bowles did a very good job at There's a lot of coaches out there that have pretty goddamn good years. Yeah, but they'd won. And Sharian Williams says the Texans won 11 total games in the 3 years before he arrived, and they won 10 this year. Something to be said about that, right? I mean, they had a great season, but I think Stefanski having 4 quarterbacks and win 11 games blows my mind. And take a guy off the street. Yeah, yeah. LaFleur had a very good season, but I thought Stefanski with 4 quarterbacks pretty impressive in my book. Yeah, I'm. Flacco didn't play a whole season where Hamlin came back from basically being dead on the field. Has to say something. Says something to me. But what do I know? I'm not in charge of the NFL honors. And Cameron Hayward won the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Yeah. So, and guys who made the Hall of Fame: Patrick Willis, Julius Peppers, Devin Hester, Dwight Freeney, Andre Johnson, Steve McMichael, and Randy Gradishar. Buddy Parker and former Raiders wide receiver R. Powell did not make the 80% threshold despite being nominated in coach and senior category. So I was looking up. I remember I read the book. Buddy Parker won a championship with the Lions in 35 as a player, won back-to-back with the Lions as a coach in 52-53, had a 577 winning percentage, went 3-1 in the playoffs. And R. Powell. So I thought he was a guy. I think they forget the older coaches and older players. And R. Powell joined the Raiders after a year with the Eagles and 3 with the Titans, the Jets. Played in 56 games with 4 years with the Raiders, 254 catches, 4,491 yards, and 50 touchdowns. He's the 8th leading receiver in Raiders history and played 4 goddamn years with them. He was traded along with Tom Flores, who became a 2-time winning Super Bowl coach, to Buffalo that brought quarterback Darryl LaMonica. He played 1 season in Buffalo in 67 and 1 in Minnesota. Wow. I mean, 4 years. Geez. He led the AFL with 1,304 receiving yards and 16 touchdowns in 63, was an AFL All-Star all 4 years, and finished his career with 479 catches, 8,046 yards, 81 touchdowns, 5 of the 9 years with 1,000 yards. And back then, you could hit the guys at the line of scrimmage, and he could beat the shit out of them as they went down the field. Whereas now you can't touch anybody. So when people see these records, they're like, oh, that's not a big deal. You play in that time when they beat the living shit out of a receiver. And if you got open, you were open. And you were constantly fighting other guys for, to get open and you're getting hit nonstop. And they could hit you across the head. They could do headshots, whatever the hell they wanted. Totally different game. And, we've lose that now because all we look at these stats. And Andre Johnson, yes, good player. Is he Hall of Fame? I mean, they didn't play in many playoff games. He had a lot of good seasons. He was a good wide receiver, but, I never was like, oh, this guy has to be, he played a long time. That's why I want to look him up right now. Okay, let me look up Andre Johnson because I don't want to say stuff and talk out of line. I mean, and I read in the book I read about Anthony Munoz. At 34, he was as good when he came in the league. They said technically elite, never made a mistake, played the position, light on his feet. He was just phenomenal. Too bad he wasn't on teams that ever won any championships. So Andre Johnson played 193 games, 1,062 receptions, over 14,000 yards, and 70 touchdowns. In his 12-year career, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 13, 14. Yeah, so he played 14 years. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them he had over 1,000 yards receiving. His best year, he had 1,575 yards, 8 touchdowns in 2008. The next year, he had 101, 1,569, and 9. So 2 years he had over 216 catches, over 3,000 yards, and 17 touchdowns. He was never a touchdown machine. The most he had in the season was 9. Never had double digits. Yeah, he had a lot of catches, played a long time, was consistent. Really didn't last 2 years in the league. He didn't do anything. So but he had a run in what 4? Yeah, I don't know. I think he was good. I don't know if he. I mean, I have a higher standard for the Hall of Fame. It should be elite, not just there. And Antonio Gates. Yeah, Greg Rosenthal wrote. He said Gates should eventually get in, but still stunned. The all-time career tight end leader, 42 more than Kelsey, was first-team All-Pro 3 straight times over Tony Gonzalez. In Gonzalez's prime, has to wait, which I think is bullshit. Bullshit. Now, next year you got Eli, who I Hey, podcast Rob, I gotta be honest with you. Eli is not a first ballot to me. He is not a first ballot. I mean, he's a very good player. I'll give you that. But is he first ballot? I think Gates should have been a first ballot. Gates was a phenomenal player. Phenomenal player. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, Peppers, hell of a player. Hester took forever to get in. Steve McMichael's dealing with ALS, which really sucks. And he was a monster. He was a monster when he played, man. Grady Gardishar was on those Bronco teams. Really solid player. And these guys take forever to get in. I don't think Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, you got Vinatieri, who should get in first ballot. I mean, he best clutch kicker in football. Yeah. Earl Thomas, Luke Kuechly was great, had a short career. Suggs, a lot of sacks. Clay Matthews Jr. Yes, so Manning holds all-time Giants record for passing yards, 57,023 completions, 4895, touchdown 366, and wins 117. Okay. Lynch played 12 seasons, 5 Pro Bowl, 1 All-Pro, led the NFL in rushing touchdowns in 2013-14, scored a touchdown, helped them win their first championship, should have had another touchdown when they should have beat the Pats and went back-to-back. He had that run against the Saints, known as the Beastquake. He was one of 31 running backs in history with more than 10,000 career rushing yards. Vinatieri, 24 years. Yeah. Game-winning field goal to win the Super Bowl, first in 2001, repeat defeat in 2004. 4 Super Bowl rings. First NFL player to record 1,000 points with 2 separate teams. Vinatieri's in. Now, I don't think they're going to let a kicker, but I think as a kicker, I think he should go in on first ballot. Earl Thomas. Yeah. Legion of Boom. Yeah, I don't know. And Luke Kuechly was Rookie of the Year 2012, 164 combined tackles, became the youngest player in NFL history to receive Defensive Player of the Year award the following season, 7 straight Pro Bowls. In 2016, he recorded a pick 6 in the NFC Championship victory, but he had a very short career. But he was solid when he played. Suggs, 16 years, 6 Pro Bowls, Defensive Rookie, Defensive Player of the Year award, Super Bowl title in 2012. All-time Ravens franchise record, 132.5 sacks. He won a ring with the Chiefs in 2019. He's 8th all-time on sacks with 139. First of all time in career tackles for loss with 202. Clay Matthews Jr., 10 seasons, 6 Pro Bowls, 83. He was a good player. Demarius Thomas, Vernon Davis, Aqib Talib, Marshall Yanda, Joe Staley, Ryan Khalil, and Darren Sproles. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like then we're kind of these has to be the elite, man. And I'm not saying Eli will get in eventually. I just don't think Eli is a first ballot. I just don't think so. I mean, I know he's got 2 rings and everything. He probably will get in first time, but I don't feel like he was the best of the best quarterbacks. I know he won 2 rings, beat the greatest team probably all time, but other than that, no, not in my book. Not in my book. And who else did I see? Yeah. I was like, And Atlanta is Doug Williams' son, DJ Williams, is leaving the Saints to go to the Falcons as an assistant quarterback coach. All right. Bills, Josh Allen, he said, which play he'd like that back. He said that interception against KC in the playoff game. He said all losses suck, but they don't feel all the same. Thank you, Kevin Clark. Yeah, well, that one had to feel like shit. Yeah, that one had to hurt. That was a bad play. And I love this. So at the NFL Honors, Keegan Michael Key said, my understanding is that Taylor Swift is in Tokyo right now. The only people farther from the Super Bowl are the Carolina Panthers, and Coach Canales says he's keeping receipts. Dude, keep all the receipts you want. It's going to be a while till you get where you're competing for championships. But he's only speaking the truth. I mean, you're miles, you're planets away from that happening. So it was a joke. We'll see what happens. And Gary Patterson, former TCU head coach, has joined Dave Aranda's staff as a senior level strategic consultant. So he's 25 years. He was coach of TCU. And last year he was a special assistant to Steve Sarkisian in 2022. Where was he last year? Oh, so I didn't think he was off last year. He wants to be a head coach again. I don't think he's going to get that move, but good for him. And the SEC is closing in on $1 billion conference revenues that they distributed $741 million to its 14 schools in the 2022-23 fiscal year, an average payout of $51.2 million. That's up from $49.9 million comes from CBS and ESPN up until this year. Now it's going to be you're going to have the college football playoff. They're going to have a new TV deal with ESPN to kick in, and they expect to be worth around $811 million. So it'll go up somewhat, but they'll be short of the Big Ten, which got a $1.1 billion TV deal, and now have USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington. But that's still a lot of shekels. Yeah. So they're talking about the Big Ten SEC partnership, which is just like as a consulting thing right now, that they could have a super league, which like a super league alliance. We'll see if that actually happens. And did you see Sergachev the other night? They said he broke his tibia and fibula in his left leg. Ugh. He's not playing anytime soon. That was serious shit. I was like, oh, watching that was like, oh, that was painful. That was painful to watch. And Shohei Ohtani said, this is from Fabian Ardaya, is swinging around 100% effort right now. Next step is either facing live pitching or facing velocity of a machine. So good luck. Good luck. Hey, Dodgers, he'll be back hitting, not swinging, but he'll be not pitching, but he'll be hitting. And Dustin May is going to the 60-day IL for the Dodgers to make room for Brian Brazier, who allowed just 3 earned runs over 30 and 2/3 innings last year. 39 appearances, so another guy in the bullpen. And Corey Kluber, 2-time Cy Young winner, retires after 13 years, won his first Cy Young with Cleveland in 2014, and then won again in 2017, winning 18 games both season. 37 years old, 116, 77 losses, ERA of 3.44, 271 games, all but 11 as a starter. He didn't have a good year last year. 3-6 for the Red Sox, 7.04 ERA. He signed a $10 million 1-year contract, a deal that included an $11 million club option for this year. He's made $85 million. I think we don't have to worry about him. And Shelly Ann Fraser-Price has officially announced that she will retire after the Paris 2024 Olympics. I didn't watch the fight last night, but Teofimo Lopez won the WBO super lightweight title with a close points victory over Amin Ortiz. I tried to watch the fight. I couldn't find it. Well, I usually watch it on one of my things, but it did not happen. Oh, Milton. What did Milton send me? Okay. Yeah, Chip Kelly. So I want to know what you think. What do you guys think about Chip Kelly as the OC at... So he left the... So who's going to coach UCLA? I don't know. I'm a big Chip Kelly fan. I am a big Chip Kelly fan. I'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm a little shocked about that, huh? Yeah. Steve McMichael is fighting to stay alive to take his place in Canton. Dan Morgan is looking for players with the same medal he showed as a Carolina Panther. Yeah, Tyler Boyd had that big drop, man. Former Mets GM Billy Epler is suspended through the 2024 World Series for fabricating injuries. Yeah, and Emmitt Smith doesn't feel the Cowboys have what it takes to win a championship, which I do not disagree with. Oh, and Aiden Durd, Dallas defensive line coach, expected to become Seattle's new defensive coordinator. Billy Epler. Oh, sorry to hear that, Billy. Yeah, sorry to hear that, buddy. So sorry. But Patrick Mahomes knew. I think they're all right looking. Little Goldie. I don't know. I'm not loving them. Yeah, they're a little boring. Yeah. I want to see if I missed anything else. No, I didn't. All right, let's get to some trivia. All right, good. I have all you guys here because nobody answered it yesterday. It was a good trivia question yesterday, and Gumbo Chef gave me a good one today. So, and this is from NFL Fashion Advice. The only quarterback in NFL history to start Super Bowls, and he started for 2 different teams, to start Super Bowls for multiple teams without a win in either of those starts. So there was a quarterback who started a Super Bowl for 2 different teams and did not win with either. There's one player in Super Bowl history. Can you name him? Now this is my time. This isn't Ernesto's. This isn't Aaron. This isn't Josh. Podcasts, Rob, maybe. But this is the first Super Bowl I can remember realistically watching, because at that time I was 8 years old and I watched that season and I watched that game, and I was a huge fan of the team that won the Super Bowl back then. And the team they beat had this guy at quarterback. And I'll give you the defense on the team that lost had a very cool name for their defense. It's something you drink in the morning. Well, not everybody drinks in the morning, but it's a big staple of breakfast in the morning for you to drink for breakfast. I'm going to give you a hint right now. So I'm hoping somebody's going to answer it for me. But they had a great defense, and they actually had a member of the tribe on their defense who died very young and tried to make a comeback in his 40s and got really jacked, and then he got cancer and died. But he was a monster. He had a temper on the football field. So he was on this defense, right? Yes. You know, I'm gonna look it up because I want to make sure. I don't want to be talking out of my ass. Not that I talk out of my ass, but you know, sometimes we make mistakes. You know. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Did he play? Oh, yes. He was on. Yes. He was on their Super Bowl team. Yeah. Yes. Wow. I didn't know that he was. Yeah. Wow. Yes. So nobody has an answer. Everybody's busy. I guess I lost everybody, but that's okay. It's a journey. We try to do the best we can. Okay. Oof. He has no idea. That's okay. Josh, it's okay. Yeah, I'm putting some shekels on Irvine. Yes, I am. I am going to put some shekels. I like the shekels comment there, Josh. Very nice. Very nice. Craig Morton. He started for the Cowboys in Super Bowl V, and where they lost to the Colts 16-13, and then he quarterback for the Broncos when they lost 27-10 to Dallas with the Orange Crush defense in Super Bowl 12. Completed 39% of his passes in the 2 Super Bowls, 166 passing yards, a touchdown pass, and 7 interceptions. Yeah, 7 interceptions, a touchdown pass, and they lost to the Colts 16-13 Super Bowl V, and 7 years later, he was a backup to Staubach when they beat the Dolphins in Super Bowl VI, 24-3, which was, I'm correct, was that the only Super Bowl where a team didn't score a touchdown? I'm pretty sure that was the only one they didn't score a touchdown, but I could be wrong. Let me look up. That's Chiefs, Bucks, Super Bowl, Chiefs, Bucks. Yes. All right. Chiefs, Bucks, 31. No, yeah, but yes, they were the second team. They were the first team ever to allow no touchdowns in that game. Actually, there was another. There was a. Yes, it happened, but there haven't been too many Super Bowls with teams without. I got to check that again because I remember the Steelers beat the Vikings 16-6. So the Vikings couldn't have had a touchdown in that game either. So, but it hasn't happened that often, is what I'm saying. Okay, so that was yesterday's trivia question. Today's trivia question: Lamar Jackson, the third quarterback since the 70 merger to an MVP without a 1,000-yard rusher or a 1,000-yard receiver. Joining what are the 2 quarterbacks? They are both retired, and they are both in the Hall of Fame. That is from Gumbo Chef. I thought it was a great trivia question. Does anybody have an answer? If you don't, I understand. I know Broccoli Rob, Podcast Rob is with his daughter taking the permit test. Listen, I failed my first time. I actually took a class, failed it in school. My mother had to drive me to the guy. She was so pissed off. She had to drive me to DMV for me to take the test a second time because I never studied for the first time. She was so pissed off at me. I'm like, I didn't pay attention or anything. I was a pain in the ass. A PETA, as I call Michigan, and Michigan calls me. And yeah, so I want to thank everybody thank you, Jose, Aaron, Ernesto. Yeah, we had everybody here today, man, huh? Who else do we have? Yeah, good stuff. Keen Baseball, man. All right. I want to get you on a show. Let's get them on a future show. Yeah, let me take a picture so I have everybody. And yeah, so tomorrow looks like a show. Well, definitely a show tomorrow. Michigan's going out for a couple hours. Thank you all for today. Love you all. You're the best. Short and sweet. Go Rangers tonight. Let's go Rangers. Beat the Blackhawks. Nick's going to win tomorrow. UNC. And tomorrow, I guess we'll talk all Super Bowl because I guess we could talk that ad nauseum. But I don't really feel like talking about it right now. And have a great day, everybody. Peace out. Adios.